He makes the right call.
A pair of sixes. That's good. You had the ace of spades in. Yep. Good in. When you said I have ace four spades, that was tricky.
I thought it might be a little tricky.
Yeah.
Well, the fish swims away with a $105,000 pot.
Yeah, that's a tip.
Tip to all you poker players out there as well.
Daniel Negreanu cannot force Phil Lock to fold, and with that win of over $100K, the Unabomber takes down the second biggest pot at this table.
I was easily 40% to fold. I kept getting up to 40 thing.
Should have bet 31-8.
Welcome back to Las Vegas, Nevada, home of the big game. We have played 46 of the 150 hands for this table, and after that big score, Phil Lock is up almost 70 grand. Daniel is now in a hole, and the loose cannon, Ernest Wiggins, is still trying to recover from his early deficit. Remember, the loose cannon only gets to keep whatever he turns into a profit. Tony G straddling this hand, so the action starts with Phil Hellmuth, who folds. Ace-10 for the loose cannon.
If Ernest wants to get into the black, he's got to start raising with hands like this. Instead, he just calls.
King-Jack offsuit for Daniel Negreanu. Comes over the top, a raise to 3,500. Wow. Doyle folds. Phil Lock follows suit. So does Tony G.
Are you serious, man?
It's me and you again, looks like.
Nah, it seems like it's always me and you, man.
It's not a coincidence.
Jesus, I'm so strong, man. I tell you what, man. I'm gonna respect you. I'm gonna respect your poker skills this one time while I'm at this table. Yeah,
you can gamble. It's all good. I don't mind. You don't have to respect me.
Well, you know, I will gamble with you, man. But you making it so you don't want me to gamble with you, man.
No, that's not that expensive.
You jumping out the window with these bets, man. I only got about 835. Make it 15 or something. Entice me to call.
That's an enticement. You look at all that pretty money you got over there.
Nah, this double up money because E double. I tell you, I'm a fold, man. I'm a fold because of my kicker. It's only because of my kicker. Go ahead.
E-Dub lays down the best hand.
You're a hard man to trap.
Man. Hey, you know, man.
Hard man to trap, easy man to push around.
This don't smell right, man.
Look at that, Daniel. I looked over to see if he was straddling.
No straddle this time, boys.
He's putting the straddle restrictor
The people that want the game bigger straddle, and the people that don't.
But aren't you worth more than everybody at the table combined? For sure. And you still want to knit it up?
I doubt that.
What? Tony G's worth like 187,000. Is that what you got in front of you?
I've got some at home too. Got 20 grand at home.
Tony's got deck of millions.
Action folds around to the Hall of Famer, who folds as well.
Oh my Lord! Look at this.
I might get a walk.
No walk.
I got to raise it.
There's a raise by Tony G to 1,400.
Phil knows Tony G's likely to raise with any two.
And so Phil makes the call.
You want to have something out there worth attacking, right? That's the idea.
It'd be boring if we just see the flop.
10-9-6, Lock hits bottom pair.
I check.
Goes check, check. King of hearts on the turn.
Action card, both players now have top pair. Phil Lock has two pair.
And he checks over to Tony G, who bets 1,500.
That looks like my card.
Tony G telling the truth for once. Only Lock's got him crushed.
You got something. You qualified?
I called.
Yes, you did. Deuce of diamonds on the river.
That's a safe card.
Phil agrees. He's going to let Tony bet into him.
Tony G makes it 5,000.
Phil may be contemplating a raise. Decides it's not worth it, makes the call.
And he shows Tony the bad news.
King's End.
Too good.
Lock played that pretty cautiously, letting Tony G do the work for him.
Yep. Easy game.
Lock scoops up a pot worth more than 16 grand.
Wow. How did that pot stay so small?
Well, because there were 22 hands that were better than mine.
Actually, it's only 9.
I'm a nit after all.
Makes sense.
In the end, I'm a nit, you know? But I'm going to raise, and then what do I do when he re-raises? I can only get value on calls. Then I have to...
And I made a big bet anyway, so...
Another nice hand for the loose cannon.
He's going to want to start raising some of these nice hands, and he limps again.
And Daniel comes over the top again to 1,600.
So you said you wanted like 15 or 16, so.
Exactly.
With this raise, Daniel's attempting to isolate the cannon.
Doyle calls.
I don't know. Sometimes I do that.
Phil folds. Tony G's in. And the other Phil folds.
16, huh?
Any chance Ernest repops?
No.
Sick read.
So Daniel's objective to isolate the loose cannon doesn't work. 4 players are going to the flop.
4 players.
King 4 king.
That flop misses everyone, which means Ernest still has the best hand. Let's see if he can bet it. He does.
Leads out with 1,000.
He does bet it, but a 1/7 pot bet reeks of weakness and opens the door for any of these players to raise him.
Like Daniel does to 5,500. Doyle folds,
He's finally got 2 connectors.
as does Tony G.
You ain't got no king, do you?
You got kicker thing again?
You ain't got no king, do you? You got king?
What do you think I got? You had to think what my
Queen
two
Jack.
cards are. Queen Jack?
Queen Jack.
Why would I raise with Queen
No,
Jack?
you're right.
with
You're
these
right.
two
You're right. You
crazies
Daniel in
behind
the
me?
ground. You Daniel in the ground. I would never have Queen Jack. I would probably have you more like a 5-7 suited.
5-7 suited. That's more like
That's
it.
more like it. But you probably king full suited right now. It might got, I don't know, man. I think my kicker might get you though. How much more?
Made it 55 total.
55 total.
You think you might hit your kicker because you got a king, right? Everybody know that.
Yeah, everybody knows that. Since everybody think that I'm a fold.
I thought you had a king for sure.
Nah, I had a king though.
I folded king 4, but I can't recall.
You hit
There
king
you
four?
go.
I think I may have. Absolutely.
That's a hand we probably want to see on TV right
Yeah,
there.
we'll see that one on TV.
Daniel senses weakness, strikes, and reaps the benefits.
The loose cannon gets steamrolled by Negreanu again. Can he pick it up? Find out when we come back. Welcome back to Las Vegas, home of the big game, where the loose cannon stack is beginning to slip. Right now, he's with Amanda Leatherman.
Ernest, you still have a bit of work to do out there.
Definitely, I found myself falling into a deep little hole right there, but not that deep though. Pretty average, I would say. So I do have work to do, but I'm quite confident I'm gonna do it.
Do you feel settled in yet? You getting along with everybody? Everything's going all right?
Yeah, I am actually though. It's feeling kind of great. Just ironic that it seems as though I'm doing a lot of heads up with Daniel. So I'm just trying to. I gotta watch out for that.
You showed Doyle your aces earlier.
Yeah, I did show Doyle my aces, and the reason why I did that is because I respect Doyle Brunson. Like he's one of my icons in poker. So Doyle and Dan, like, yeah, I will give him that. But honestly, probably I'm not showing no more hands today though.
Don't show any more hands and get out there and get them, okay?
Gotcha.
Thank you.
E-Dub's got to start stepping on the accelerator. We are more than a third of the way through the 150 hands to be played.
All right, y'all. Let's get back to the action.
She tell you to knock me out?
No, man, I had to tell her. Like,
You giving him strategy tips on how to beat me?
Small ball, baby.
Huh?
Small ball, baby.
yeah, selling with a lot of heads up hands. Yeah, that's all.
Your option to straddle, Tony G, if you'd like to.
Yeah.
I'm going to. As long as Phil and Tony do it, I'll do it all the time.
I think we're going to lose Helmut this time.
Yeah, no,
That's my tell.
he did it once. He's proud of himself.
Yeah, he did pull it through. I saw him do it, too. And he bluffed us, too. He did the bluff straddle, which was a tough move to pull. But I knew it was I saw the tell because he had cut it and put it back in the...
Tony G straddles. Phil folds. Small pair for E-Dub. Limps in again.
Call 800.
Excuse me.
And Negreanu's over the top again.
This time it's cheaper, notice.
Once again, Daniel trying to isolate the loose cannon.
Can't do it as Doyle calls. Locked folds. Tony G folds.
Well, there's a lot of money out there, baby. A lot of money out there.
Go and get you some.
E-Dub makes the call. 3 players off to the flop.
I had no heart, no nothing.
10 Jack Trey.
Both Doyle and Daniel have flop top pair, but it is a draw-heavy board. Both seem content to see another card.
In fact, all 3 will. And 3's the magic number on the turn.
The way the action's gone so far, Doyle's got to think his jack's good. He's going to bet, try to get some value out of top pair.
That's 8,000.
All right, go ahead. Go ahead. Let me see what Daniel will do.
E-Dub folds. And let's see what Daniel does.
Daniel also probably thinks he has the best hand.
So he makes the call. The river card, a 9 of diamonds. Daniel pairs his kicker.
Now Daniel does have the best hand. Good spot for a value bet.
Doyle is checked on over to Daniel. How's a value bet of 12,000?
This is the biggest hand I've had.
Quick call.
Got Jack 9.
Tough river card for the legend. Doyle Brunson running very salty tonight.
I don't think I got anything else, do I? No.
You get 13 back, right?
Just can't seem to catch a break.
One there.
And Daniel Negreanu rakes in a pot of nearly $51,000.
Nice little game y'all got here.
Stay tuned, folks, while we conjure up our sarcasm statistic. Hope you're proud, Daniel. You've tilted the godfather of poker. You'll probably wake up tomorrow with a severed horse tournament in your bed.
You broke my heart, Daniel. I actually do a better Phil Hellmuth impression. I'll save that for later in the series. But the action does start on Phil. King 10 offsuit. Raises to 800.
I'm out of here.
Loose cannon folds.
Oh, he just made it 8?
What is Daniel looking at? 6 deuce suited?
This isn't all that uncommon of a hand for Daniel to limp in with. There has been a raise already.
How about a re-raise to 3,600?
Forget the loose cannon. Daniel's now trying to isolate Phil Hellmuth.
Doyle pocket jacks.
Don't think he was counting on Doyle waking up with such a big hand.
Who lost the last pot?
Doyle would typically be the one to 3-bet in this spot with 2 jacks, but since Daniel did it for him, he just calls.
That gets Phil Lock and Tony G out of the hand, and now action back on Hellmuth. Makes the call.
Daniel's repping a big hand before the flop. Let's see if Doyle coming along for the ride causes him to change his game plan at all.
So 3 players to the flop. 5-7 queen. It misses everyone. Hellmuth checks.
That's right. So that means Doyle's still in the lead with 2 jacks.
Negreanu checks.
Now you expect Daniel to try to continue his pre-flop ruse, but I think Doyle's presence in the hand has thrown him off a bit.
It checked around. A 4 of spades on the turn. No help to anyone.
Daniel has picked up a draw now. He has an up and down straight draw.
Phil Hellmuth chips in hand.
Finally feels like it's safe to maybe take a stab here.
Bet 7,000.
Well, Phil doesn't have anything. He's now leading out into a guy who 3-bet and another guy who called a 3-bet. So this bluff from Hellmuth actually carries a lot of weight. It's not just a snap call for Daniel with an open-ended straight draw.
I think I got the best looking into the...
Daniel does make the call.
Now, with Daniel and Phil raising and re-raising and betting into each other, it's going to be very tough for Doyle to know he has the best hand.
Gets rid of the best hand. So it's Daniel and Hellmuth off to the river, which is a deuce of spades. Daniel hits bottom pair.
Not only bottom pair for the board, bottom pair for the entire deck. Hellmuth has nothing, but he can still maybe win this pot with the right size bet.
Didn't Daniel say bluffs are good for the game a little earlier?
Only if you show him.
6,000.
Bet of 6,000 by Phil Hellmuth.
This is a very small bet compared to the size of the rest of the pot. It's also smaller than the bet he just made on the turn. Let's see if Daniel can figure it out.
Just don't reach for a bunch of those great chips.
Why? You might just shove it on me?
Phil insinuating he'll make a snap call. That orange chip is $25K. A lot of power in that little stack.
Negreanu makes it 46,000.
Daniels correctly read Phil is weak and stuck in a huge bet with only a pair of deuces.
Speech time. It's gotta come.
He might have like 6-9 offsuit. It's Daniel. Good bet.
And Phil lays it down.
Finally got there. It took a while, but I had you.
He nailed it. Look at that. That's sick. That's not gonna look good on TV.